So how much does it cost to rent an apartment in Japan in 2019? Well, that's what we're going to find out in this video. Here's the bed. And one thing to notice is that this bed goes from wall to wall. So for me, I'm 5'8"-ish, 5'7.5", somewhere in there. Let's go with 5'8". But I'm about 5'8", and I don't have a real issue with the length of the bed. But if you're much taller than me, because my toes, when I sleep on my stomach and I'm stretched out flat, my toes kind of hit the edge of the bed here. So if you're 5'10" or 6 feet or even taller than that, you're probably going to have issues unless you like to sleep on your side a bit curled up. So that's something to keep in mind if you're taller than 5'8", 5'9". You'll want to make sure you get a place that has a little bit of extra room at the end of the bed so you could hang your feet over. Moving on, we've got some pretty peach curtains that are right now open, but I do keep them closed a lot. Unfortunately, privacy is a bit of an issue when your neighbor's window is right there. See, they've got the curtains drawn as well. Can't blame them. Basically, you've got your curtains open. You'll probably have 2 or 3 neighbors that can very easily look into your apartment. So I keep my curtains closed most of the time, but every once in a while it's nice to let some light in. Here we've got a desk and a chair. Now, I actually ended up having to buy this chair myself because the chair they provided was so unreasonably uncomfortable. It wasn't just uncomfortable, actually. It was really hurting my back and my legs. I have it here I'll get to the closet in a minute, but that's what that chair is. And it's super hard and uncomfortable to sit on. Anyway, it was so bad, I felt I had to buy myself a chair. So I kind of picked this one up from Amazon, had it delivered in only 2 days. I paid 3,000 yen for it, which is, what is that? $27 US, give or take, everything included. So yeah, problem fixed, but it was a bit annoying that I had to actually go out and do that. I would have liked a better chair, but whatever. So we got this desk. It's got some drawers, and here we have some, I guess a dresser is what you call these things, right? Got some drawers for your clothes. A TV is provided, and I don't know what this box is down here. I have no clue what that is, but you get a box, which I guess serves as a bit of a shelf. Other than that, here we've got the closet. So it's a big closet, and you can put some stuff on top. They provided that iron and the ironing board. And then in the closet itself, there's not much to show here. It's just a bit of clothes and my stuff. Oh, this pillow. By the way, I had to buy a pillow too. So I had to go and spend like 20 US on a pillow because this pillow is like 8 inches thick and it's about as hard as a cinder block. My first night here, I was super tired because of a long day. What am I showing you here? Sorry. Woo! I had a super long day and I was sick on top of that. I was so tired. And yet because of this pillow being so thick and so hard, I literally could not sleep the entire night. So woke up the next morning, went to Muji, bought myself one of those memory foam pillows, and then I was able to sleep much better. Here's the chair I was talking about. I don't know, maybe other people wouldn't have a problem with this. Maybe it's just me. It could very well be unique to me because I'm a bit of a weirdo sometimes. I know that. I'm self-aware. But this chair it's hard to sit on, and it's got this curved thing to it. So you sit on it for half an hour, you'll be fine. You won't even notice it. But after sitting in it for hours every day, working on your computer, it starts to really dig into your legs, and it has a cumulative effect. And then by the 3rd or 4th day, I had trouble sitting in it literally for even 5 minutes without having to get up and give my legs a rest. So that's why I bought that chair. So that's and then there's, of course, the air con. So that's nice to have. It's not nice to have. Actually, it's necessary to have in Japan. Summers are really hot, really humid, and that's absolutely a necessity. But it's a nice modern one. It's quiet, and it keeps the place pretty cool, pretty effectively. And that is the room. They also gave us a vacuum cleaner. which is nice. Okay, so here we have the kitchen. And in the kitchen, as you can see, it's super small. I mean, right now, I've just shown you almost the entire apartment except for the bathroom, washroom, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, this is it. This is the whole thing. I don't know exactly how many square meters it is. I believe it's 14, if I read correctly. So about 14 square meters. I don't know what that is in square feet. What's 1 square meter? I think it's like times 11-ish, somewhere around there. So about 150 square feet, something like that. I don't know. Just a guess. You might want to look that up. So here in the kitchen, we got a sink and then a little counter. We've got they provided a pot, and we've got a little IH. What's IH mean again? It's induction heating. Heater or cooker, stove, whatever you want to call it. Actually, my first time using IH, and I have to say, I'm really impressed. I had no idea just how fast it heats up the pot. It's amazing. And then, of course, the cooking surface. I mean, it gets hot, of course, because you have the pot is on it. But it doesn't get so hot that it burns you instantly like a regular coil would, or gas, even worse. So anyhow, so they provided some of the basics, not everything. They gave me the bowls, they gave a couple plates, a glass, a cutting knife, a cutting board, a chef's knife. But for a furnished place, I have to say, I'm not sure what furnished means in Japan, but it doesn't mean what I had in mind, because when I got here, there was no knife, fork, and spoon, or anything to cook with, actually, or there's no ladle, there's no wooden spoon, there's no flipper, or spatula. There's none of this was provided. I had to go out and buy it all myself. And when I asked about it, I said, I got here, I went to buy some food, and when I got home, there was no knife or fork or spoon or chopsticks or anything to eat with. And the reply I got back was, yeah, we don't provide the knife and the fork and the spoon because of hygiene reasons. I'm like, what? Have you never heard of dishwashing soap? Even though they did provide a bottle of that. So, and they did give us this little sponge. I bought this one myself, but so I don't know. It was kind of weird. I'm not really sure what the thinking behind that is, but the place, although it's advertised as furnished and ready to live in, ready to move into, there are a few essential little things here and there that were not provided. So easy enough though. Go to the dollar store, or the 100 yen shop is what they are here, and you can pick them up. But it's just a bit of a pain to have to go do that. When you move into a place that's fully furnished, you kind of expect all the basic essentials to be provided, and here they weren't. But they did have the major essentials. So we've got down here a microwave oven. Back here behind all my food and stuff, we've got a kettle, and yeah, all that other stuff is just mine. But yeah, oh, and then of course we have the fridge, which, it's just a little mini fridge with a freezer. And so there's not a lot of space. As you can see, storage space is at a premium. So I'm using the range hood even just to put a few things on. And that is the entire kitchen. This, by the way, in case, because I didn't really close up on it, this is not a cabinet. This, I guess, contains, what does it contain? Maybe the water heater and other utility things. I don't know. But it's not a cabinet. You can't use it for storage space. So it's not really part of the usable space in the apartment. Okay, so now we've covered that. Let's go into the bathroom. Okay, so this is the bathroom, washroom, whatever you want to call it. Here we have a laundry machine. Actually, this one has a dryer function with it, but it doesn't work very well. And it takes hours and hours for the clothes to dry. And even when it does get dry, it comes out all wrinkled because of the way these things work. They've just got a spinning plate at the bottom, and it turns your clothes into knots. So I don't end up using the drying function on this. I just end up hanging my clothes on these poles. which unfortunately they did not provide with the apartment. I had to go and buy them myself. Not a big expense. It's only like 100 yen for this and 200 yen for that one and another 100 yen for the shorter one. But it's the hassle of having to go do this. They had nothing. They had nothing on which I could hang my clothes. And when I asked them about it, I said, where do I hang my clothes? Because there's no balcony, and I don't know, how am I supposed to dry my stuff? Because I can't put everything in the washer, or some stuff cannot be dried in the washer or dryer. And her reply was, there's some hangers in the closet, you can use that. So I'm not really sure what the thinking is there. Because I'm pretty sure that if you put 4 or 5 or 6 wet t-shirts, a whole bunch of wet clothes in a closet and you close that, it's going to take an awful long time to dry because the humidity has nowhere to go. So I went out and I bought this stuff. Here we have a Japanese toilet. So everything is modern and new and pretty decent quality here. It's not like they filled it up with the cheapest things possible, except for that chair that I talked about in my room. I think that was just, actually, I'm not sure that it was necessarily cheap, but it was certainly a bad choice. It's a very uncomfortable chair. I don't know, other people might love it, but for me, it was just torture to sit on it. Here we have the shower. First thing you'll notice is that there's a seat, and it's not removable. You can't take it off. It's attached to the wall. Japanese people like to sit when they shower. Personally, it's not my thing. I like to stand. Luckily, it's not a huge inconvenience. I do have a bit of room to stand in the corner when the door's closed, so that's all right. And here is the shower. It's actually a pretty decent shower. One thing that I don't understand why nobody ever talks about this. This is, for me, it's a small thing, but it has a huge effect. It's their shower faucets. Yeah. So Japanese faucets, shower faucets. Now, they're not in every bathroom in Japan, but they are very, very common. They have 2 controls. One is for the heat, the temperature control for the water, and the other one is to turn it on and off. So the cool thing about this is you just set the temperature and then you leave it, and that's it. You never have to adjust it again. When you take a shower, you just turn it on and you get your water at the temperature you like every single time without ever having to play around with, 2 knobs or one of those kitchen type knobs. Anyway, it's so nice to just be able to turn it on and off. And you also get to adjust. So you get to adjust the temperature and the pressure and where it comes out of. So this way it'll come out of the faucet here, and here it'll come out of the shower head. And of course you also have pressure control. So I really, really love these. I've never seen them in North America, and not in old places, not in new places. I'm not sure why, well, at least in Toronto. I'm not sure why, but these things don't appear to be a thing. They should be. I definitely would love to have one of these if I ever move back to North America permanently. I think I'd look into finding out how to install one of these. So anyhow, very cool. I love these things. It's a little thing, but not having to play around with the water temperature and the pressure every single time you take a shower, that's really, really nice. And finally, we've got here the Vanity and Sink. So here we have a sink, and what is there to show you? It's a vanity and a sink. There's a mirror, there's a light, and then there's a little, space for your stuff. And that's it. That's pretty much the whole apartment. Yeah, that's everything. So that's the bedroom, that's the kitchen, and that's the bathroom. Now, how much do you think I ended up paying for all of this? It's not a lot of space. Like I said, it's about 14 square meters, I believe. I don't know, 14, 15. I'm pretty sure it's not much more than that. I would guess that the room can't be more than 9 or 10 square meters at most. And then the kitchen would be, half of that or a little bit less than half of that. So we're looking at, I think, no, 20 square meters is too big. I'd say about 14, 15. I think that's right. I think I probably have the smallest apartment that they have available. So how much do you think I'm paying for this? All right, give it your guess best. Give it your best guess. Okay, is that your final answer? Okay, the actual answer is I paid 255,000 yen for 60 days. So it's not 2 months. The way they did it is 30 days times 2. So in July and August, for example, you know, even if I moved in on the 4th, I'll have to move out on September 1st, not September 4th, because I'm getting only 60 days, not actually 2 full months. So I paid 255, but anyway, let's just say it's 2 months. 255,000 yen. If you convert that to US dollars, it's currently 1180 a month. So 2360. I think, if I remember correctly. I did the conversion last night, and now I'm not sure if I remember correctly, but I think that's it. So 1180 US per month for this place, or in Canadian dollars, it's 1550. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for that kind of money. So what do you think of that? It's actually pretty expensive, right? You could actually do a lot better if you were willing to go out and look around, and if you were willing to sign a 1-year lease or a 2-year lease, then you could bring your rent down a lot more. I haven't really shopped around a lot, but you could probably get a place this size for much less, you know, probably 80,000 yen. I'd say you could probably cut off almost a third. But the convenience of having this place set up before I ever got to Japan, everything's ready, everything's furnished. I didn't have to buy much. I did have to buy this damn chair, but I didn't have to buy that much. You know, and everything's comfortable. It's close also to Shinjuku. I'm only about 3.3 kilometers away by foot. And I walk that quite often, and it takes me about 30 minutes. So if you like to walk a lot, then it's really pretty convenient. I mean, it's not 10 minutes away. It takes longer than that, but there is a whole little town with all kinds of shops. So you have all your, you know, your daily essentials nearby. And for the bigger stuff, or if you want to go to, you know, a whole bunch of restaurants and bars and nightlife and shopping and all of that stuff, you're about a 30-minute walk away, or something like a 25-minute train ride, including the transfers and everything. So I'm not sure exactly. I never take the train because I like to walk, so I just walk it. But yeah, so there you go. This is what you get if you're renting, you know, for kind of like a short-term rental. You could do better, a lot better, if you're willing to stay long-term for a year or more, and you live here. Then yeah, I would definitely recommend, don't stay in a place like this for any longer than you have to. Maybe rent it for a month, and then you go out during that month and you find a better place, and then you move out to a much more affordable place. So that's it. That's my video. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more stuff about my travels and things like this, subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notified when my video comes out. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.